Tamara?
I'm just waiting to not get interrupted.
It's your turn.
What
Go.
I'm saying is that on the very first page, the very first sentence, it talks about how he had an affair. That's what this is all about, Sean. This is about a conspiracy
no,
to
that's
cover.
Not, whereas he did this, resulting in these laws being broken. Conspiracy.
What are the facts that they are using to say that he broke this law?
Campaign finance laws and that he lied to cover it up.
How?
That he used private luxury
because he was having
an affair campaign
to
funds
cover up
in
an
order
affair.
Yes, using money inappropriately to advance his candidacy for president of the United States. Yes,
no,
that's exactly what it is. So the facts are what he did, not that he had an affair, that he tried to cover it up, that he diverted funds, that he lied to us, that he gave media statements that are improper, that he knew what he was doing, that he asked people that worked for him to be complicit in these crimes. He knew, and he should face the consequences. It's not about
Kelly,
whether he's such a why did he lie?
Kelly, let me ask you this. I really feel sorry for this guy's children. I don't feel sorry for him.
Sure.
But they lost their mother. The father goes to jail. Now they lose their father. He faces 30 years in jail on this. In that sense, do you think the court or a jury would tend to want to show leniency under the circumstances? He's never going to be president. What do you think?
Sure. I don't think he's going to serve even close to 30 years. I think this case is never going to see the light of day at trial because he has so much to lose and there's so much dirty laundry that's only going to be worse. But my understanding is he's been trying to negotiate a deal without any jail time, and the feds are digging in. He is a public figure, and they're going to make an example.
All right.
Even if he cuts a deal, he's going to jail.
Tamara, would a year in jail be fair?
No, it's not fair. They already tried to work out a deal, and he said absolutely not.
All right.
This is a case that is never. This is never. Of course, whenever somebody goes to trial and they're found guilty, of course they regret it. They wish that they were, that they pled out and got a lesser sentence. But this is about something that's never been tried. This is about public duty to disclose your personal life.
All right. Thank you both for being with us. Appreciate it. And
thanks, Sean.
Just a reminder, Fox News Channel has launched a brand new application for your iPad. I love my iPad. It's great. Now, you get all the great features from foxnews.com and our iPhone app optimized specifically for your iPad. Now, just browse the Happening Now section for a quick snapshot of the day's hottest stories. Plus, you get news alerts, you stream live video, you watch the latest Fox News Channel video clips, you download the Fox News app for free in the App Store. For more information on the web, just go to foxnews.com/iPad. But please note, the URL will not be live until after 9 a.m. tomorrow. Let not your heart be troubled. Why? Great. It's going to be passionate tonight. American Panel's next. And tonight on our Great American Panel, he is a former New York congressman, author of the book Unaccountable Congress, now available in paperback. Jo DiAguardi is here. She is a columnist, Fox News political analyst. Kirsten Powers is with us. He is an Emmy-nominated writer, comedian. He has a new comedy special. It's called Raw Nerve. It's airing on Showtime. Our buddy Nick DiPaolo is back. By the way, I thank you for the CD. I appreciate it. It's awesome. And I got to give props. I'm a big fan of your daughter, Kara.
Right.
And you were nice enough to bring me a copy of her book.
I didn't bring you mine. I'm a good dad, right? I brought you hers.
Well, I miss her on American Idol. She can replace Steven Tyler, and then it would be the perfect panel.
Well, she got Steven Tyler on the show. She told the group you ought to call Steven Tyler, and she set it up.
Well, first of all, I've been reading about the book, and so I'm looking forward to reading it, and hopefully she'll come join us one day. All right, we got to fix something. I'm looking right at you, Powers, as it relates to John Edwards. Now, this is very key. There was no diversion here. John Edwards went to 2 donors, so they would give him money, so it would cover up and use this money to keep secret this relationship, this love child that he had with this woman. And in other words, otherwise it would have been campaign money.
And you're expecting me to defend John Edwards?
Just checking.
Like, I don't really understand what you thought.
I feel
like
just my expectations were so.
Conversation before. I mean, I don't really think he's a person that I'm going to jump to the defensive. I mean, he's.
All right. Should he go to jail?
If he broke the law, he should go to jail.
He did something dumb. He did something immoral. And now we got to find out whether it was legal or not. But the case they have is a very good case.
Yeah.
You spend $1 million to protect your image as a family man for 4 years. After you have an affair, you lie about it. Then you have a child, you lie about that. And now, obviously, they've got letters even from the 100-year-old woman who said, the next time you get a $400 haircut,
$1,250 haircut,
whatever it was, just let me send you the money. So obviously, she sent a lot more to cover up this other thing.
Well, she did. Well, go ahead.
Even if he gets convicted, though, what's he going to do? 8 months in a nice posh
Hey, wait a minute. He
jail
faces
cell?
30 years in jail.
You really think he'll do?
And look, I'm just telling you what he faces.
Right.
You know,
he's not going to get
through.
through.
I wouldn't want how that works.
But wait a minute. But he's rich. This is the whole point of this. If he was, he could have used his own money to cover this up. And he didn't. First of all, not only is he stupid on 1,000 levels.
And checks. Why don't they use cash out of a strong box, like on The Sopranos? You don't write a check. You know what I mean? Seriously, you leave a paper trail.
This is not Iraq. This is the USA.
I don't pay my
They don't carry that much.
Here's what I'm having a hard time. Let me
make it out to crime.
Anthony Weinergate. All right. Then we've got Arnold Schwarzenegger. Then we got James McGreevey having sex, governor of New Jersey, in truck stops with anonymous people. Then we've got Elliot Spitzer with hookers. Then we got Bill Clinton with interns. Here's his denial, and then I want to make a point.
I think you've already made your point.
Senator, what do you say to the article in the National Enquirer that's coming out saying that you have a love child? Do you have a response to that?
Tabloid trash, completely false.
I have no idea what you're asking about. I've responded to consistently to these tabloid allegations by saying I don't respond to these lies, and you know that, Raylene, you covered me, and I stand by that.
He's running for president.
Couldn't have happened to a nicer guy.
Really?
He's a snake oil salesman.
He really is.
He made his millions by fooling rural jurors in North Carolina.
Here's what I don't understand. These, like Schwarzenegger, what does he think eventually how did he survive, the years as governor?
It's called Potomac fever. For some reason, you get down to Washington. I spent 4 years.
How do you explain Elliot Spitzer?
Well,
he got a promotion. He's got a job as a news anchor. How do you explain McGreevey, anonymous sex, governor of New Jersey with strangers in a truck stop?
You can't.
Can I just intervene, though, and say I don't think Anthony Weiner belongs in that list. I don't quite follow. He has not cheated on his wife. Like, why are you putting him on a list
and
with
if your husband
all of
sends,
these philanderers?
If Weiner sends a picture of his wiener to...
He didn't send that. You have no proof that he sent that.
All right, he's the one that says he doesn't know if it's him or not.
Well, I know why he's doing
that. I mean, really, to put him in that list of a bunch of people who cheated on their wives, there's absolutely...
Doesn't he sound guilty?
No, I do not.
You know what he sounds like?
Question.
Guilty.
They asked him, is that you? He's not sure.
But even if it was him, that doesn't mean that he sent it. He's not. There's
all right.
Really
when he's asked the question, did you send it? Why doesn't he say, if it was me, I would say no? Why can't he just say no?
He didn't send it.
The guy in the pictures is kind of well endowed. That's why he's not denying it's not him.
He did say he did.
Seriously,
I didn't look at the picture.
That's a male ego.
I
didn't either, but I heard.
Wasn't it dumb of his staff when Marsha Kramer comes over there to call the police?
Yeah, they called the police.
Now you talk about something going on steroids. If he thought he had press before,
you know what?
It's been so mishandled.
Wait, when he was asked, he kept saying, well, if I was speaking to 45,000 people, remember he got so contentious?
You know what? Giving a bad press conference is not a crime. So the point is he didn't send it. He said he didn't send it. Don't say that he said that he hasn't answered that question.
How does he not know if it's him?
Because he did it.
If it could be a picture of me? What does he sit there and take pictures of himself?
Well, he has to recognize his own shorts.
He says he doesn't know who it is, and I think
we had that.
I got to take a break because we're way over the window. TV talk. More with our Great American Panel.
Let's talk about jobs.
We continue with our Great American Panel. All right, so we just had Governor Palin on. One thing that really stood out in that interview to me is when I said, all right, she met with Donald Trump, and Donald Trump really liked her. And I asked, well, okay, what do you think about the idea of Trump running as an independent? And she said a year ago, she would have tried to talk him out of it, but she has a different feeling today. That to me was, pretty striking, because I don't think she's showing the confidence in the Congress because of the 2011 budget deal and the deal they struck just before the new year.
Sounds like she doesn't have a lot of confidence in the people that are running right now, that are in the race.
With
that remark, that's how I took it.
Well, she had a lot of complimentary things to say about Romney, in spite of the way the press had portrayed a statement that she made yesterday.
But she looks more like a celebrity now than someone who could be a presidential candidate. She's not talking about the issues.
What do you mean she's not talking? We just spent a half hour talking about the issues.
Yeah, but really, she did? I didn't hear it. I mean, but...
She's talking about constitutional government. Wait a minute.
But it's easy to talk about these broad things. You've got to get things
She wants to balance the budget.
Get the solutions. It's easy to say, but it's easy to say that. Does she know
what do you
that
want her to do? To give it every specific detail what she's going to cut?
She better get an accountant on her side. Here's one right here. Here's me in 1986, Management Accounting magazine. The national debt is not 14.3 trillion. It's 50 trillion when you put what's off the books: Social Security, Medicare Parts A, B, D, the civil service pension system, military pensions, and government-sponsored enterprises like Fannie Mae. 50 trillion plus, almost 4 times.
Is there any candidate you're supporting?
I want to see the whole field. Romney, to me, has the gravitas. He's got the background as a governor. I would say he's the guy.
I want Giuliani to get in, but Romney, I like Romney. But come on, I keep hearing how he's going to be tough to beat Obama. Are you kidding me? I could beat him right now.
Yeah, I think you could.
Well, there's unemployment,
no, I agree with
gas prices,
especially with these dismal job numbers. I mean, unemployment up again. Half the jobs created last month were created by McDonald's, which, by the way, according to the Obamas, we're not allowed to eat there, but they're creating the only jobs in the country. Who would you most fear as a lib to run against the anointed one?
None of these people. Truly.
You think Obama's going to sail into re-election?
I don't think he's going to sail.
No, he can't.
Just because of the economy. I think that, and his approval numbers are not what they need to be.
What president has ever gotten re-elected with 7.2?
Right, they haven't. That's my point, is that he, under normal circumstances, should lose, unless the economy turned around radically and his numbers went up quite a bit. But looking at the field, there just truly is nobody.
Are you counting out Donald Trump?
Really?
Oh my God.
What about Donald Trump?
Donald Trump absolutely could not beat him.
Wait,
I mean,
can I say something? This liberal narrative that this field is weak is a crock, because no,
From
hang on
day
a second.
one.
Because this election is not going to be about teleprompter reading, hope and change, people fainting, and people saying they don't have to worry about their car payments or their mortgages. This is going to be about his failed record reinventing socialism and putting a different, take on it.
Yeah, well, he got him because of white guilt. I'll say that. I said it last time I was here. He got him because of white guilt.
That's ridiculous.
No, it isn't. That's absolutely.
I don't believe that.
I do.
It's a very. That's
You know where he got it?
absolutely
I think he
absurd.
got in after 8 years.
That was part of it.
And people knew nothing about him.
He's
Joe.
a great candidate. I mean, give me a break.
Listen,
he
he's got the voice of a preacher. Many times when you hear him talk, you're listening to shades of Martin Luther King. And there's no question that he caught the people at a time with hope and change that they wanted to give someone a chance, but he didn't deliver.
Has he failed as president? I think he has.
He absolutely has failed on the economy. When you spend $800 billion and you're spending less than $50 billion on infrastructure,
listen,
it's ridiculous.
$1.65 trillion in deficits in just about every year. Been president.
And this year,
talking about raising
1.6.
taxes.
Next year, $1 trillion.
It was such a rosy picture when he came in.
He's accumulated more debt than all the presidents before him.
Sean, the issue is interest on the debt. The debt's going to be $20 trillion by 2017. The interest alone is going to be $1 million. That's what's going to kill America.
All right,
we got to run. By the way, this is it's called Raw Nerve.
It's on iTunes, too.
iTunes. Yeah. And then your daughter, Cara DiGuardi, who I want back on Idol. That's simple.
And she's watching. You made
Cara,
the pitch.
have a great night. Thanks for being with us. We'll see you tomorrow night. See you Monday night.